Good day to you, internets. I'm Bristow Yeti, and I'm not wearing any pants right now. Anyway, it's time for the State of Delafield. Question and answer session for this month. This is the 23rd of February, so this is the second question and answer session, second weigh-in, which I'm very nervous about. But anyway, I've got questions. Hot Rodney has asked me a question about on the YouTube about what figure would I like. Have I ever done any customizing, and what figure would I like a customization thing of? I've never really done any customizing. Don't know why. I've painted Dinobot 2's heads to look a lot more like the show Dinobot 2 once, ages ago. I've never really got into customizing Transformers. I don't know why. I mean, I used to collect like Games Workshop stuff when I was younger, and I used to always like, you know, customizing my armies to make them unique and make them my own. But I've never really wanted to, I don't know, sully a Transformer with my shoddy craftsmanship. What I'd like to see, I'd love Energy Online mine and customise it to him to look like the I can't remember the name of it. The big blooming truck they live on in Mad Max Fury Road. That would be just absolutely perfect. Craigie asks, who are Rey's parents? This is a Star Wars Force Awakens question. I'm going to go ultimate, really bad fan theory here. Rey is connected to Luke Skywalker. Rey is connected to Luke Skywalker's sword. And I think, here's what I think. Luke isn't Rey's kid. Luke wouldn't go off the Jedi path and, you know, how's your Jedi father? Luke, you know, he'll keep to the Jedi ways because he's the only Jedi left, so he's going to stick to that. However, when Luke lost his lightsaber, he also lost something else. And that was his right hand. I believe some of these people, we've had cloners before in the Star Wars saga. Cloning was specifically mentioned in the new Star Wars film. I don't think that was just a hint back to the prequels. I think it was also seeding something else coming up later. And I think that Rey, and there's going to be others that are going to come into it, has been cloned from Luke Skywalker's missing hand. So whoever's got hold of Luke Skywalker's hand, and they're making a Jedi race out of Luke Skywalker's hand. Rey's surrogate parents have captured her, taken her away, and left her on that planet because they're scared of what's happening. So I think maybe in the episode 9, or maybe the trilogy after the new trilogy, it's going to be the bad guys aren't going to be the First Order. They're going to be this race of Sith that has been genetically engineered from DNA from Luke Skywalker. Boom! How's that for a fucking never gonna happen fan theory? Right, Rodos Minor asks, light piping or ratchets? Both are nice on Transformers, both have the pros and cons. I think ratchets at the moment, when they do work, they seem to be like a lazy way of making sure the tolerances are right on the toy. If you've got the ball joints right, if you've got your universal joints right, you wouldn't need ratcheting. Even though it's nice, the clicky clacky is nice, sometimes they don't give you enough clicks between your ratchets, and so everyone stands at stupid angles, and you know, it's just sometimes it's just like you could have just done a ball joint there and just, you know, took your time to get the tolerances right. But no, we're just banging a ratchet, and it doesn't really work. It doesn't give you, you know, it hampers posability. Bike piping again, it's great when it works. It's rubbish when the Transformer actually has, you know, the back of its head covered by other bits of its transformation junk, or they paint over it. So I think like ratchets, transparent ratchets. Why the fuck not? Mega Antonio, is Titan Returns going to be repaint returns? Now I think they're going to escalate things that happened in Combiner Wars, whereas Combiner Wars is repaint after repaint with some really clever remolds. I think Titan's Return is they're just going to boost the clever remolds up. So they're going to it's going to be repaints, but it's going to be, each one is going to be really, because they're making like some very distinctive characters out of these molds. And then if you look at the differences between Blur and it's going to be Brainstorm. Same skeleton, completely different mould, looking like completely different characters, and I think they're going to utilise that mould rather than actually doing straight up repaints. It's just going to be some really heavy retools going on. Bill Harrison, Kirk, Picard or Cisco? Good question. Now, all of them have their merits as a captain. Kirk's just the ultimate, and he's the ultimate guy. Picard, I'd lose my Shakespearean credentials if I didn't go with Picard, but it has to be Cisco. Cisco has to be the one because he has a better through journey as a character through the series than I think the others do. There's a better story arc for him to go on about him, a man who finds his destiny, I think. Phoenix Revamped Reviews asks, if our place was burning down, which 3 Transformers would I save? That's a brilliant question. Hang on. That's an awful question. I don't want to think about my house burning down. I love my house. Can I save my house? Yep. Masterpiece Grimlock. Mastermind Creations Impactor. We'll maybe mention Impactor in another video. Damn you. And G1 Skullcruncher. And they're all in the front room, so they're easy to get. It's not like a planet. Daryl Lacey. I'll paraphrase some ways. Is Ray going to get Luke's double ender? I've written. Oh, is Ray, because he's a staff wielder, is she going to create her own lightsaber using Luke's 2 lightsabers to make a double-ended lightsaber? No. I think I don't think anyone else should have a double-ended lightsaber given other than Darth Maul. I think that's his thing. That's his shtick, if you will. And I think he should keep that. Is she going to get some kind of unique lightsaber when she makes her own? Maybe there's going to be something. Maybe it's going to just be a stick with a, like a glaive type weapon. I don't know, but we'll see. Time will tell. And he also asked, which is my favourite third-party company at the moment. I like a lot of third-party companies. Mastermind Creations, Fans Project. People are kind of doing their own spin on things. I'm not in for the people who are like kind of ambulance chasing, doing masterpiece. Well, let's get this masterpiece out before Hasbro do. It's kind of that's a bit dubious to me. But no, I think I'm not going to choose. I'm not going to choose loyalty amongst a third-party company. To be honest with you, I'm not going to be loyal to one third-party company. When what I mean, if I was going to be loyal to one company, I'd be loyal to Hasbro and Takara. So I think I can just flip and change between third-party companies how I like. Paul Gowland, Mr. Polly Poo Poo. Have I got any which is my favourite vintage Star Wars figure? What vehicles and playsets did I have as a kid? When I was a kid, I was obsessed. I think Prune Face, I think it was called. It was in the Return of the Jedi line. It was just this guy who was going to Endor, and he had this prune face. And I was just obsessed with it. I don't know why I was just obsessed. I just really liked that figure. I don't think I've ever actually properly seen him in the film, but I really, really like that figure. As for vehicle place, I remember as a kid, I can't remember what year, Christmas, we all came downstairs, and I had 2 older brothers. We were opening up the pillowcases that had our presents in. And I pulled out this TIE fighter, and I was like, bloody hell, look at this, I've got a TIE fighter for Christmas. And my mum instantly went, whoa, hang on. No. It was my brother's present. I gave it to my brother. Oh, this one's yours. It was the cardboard Jawa sand skiff thing. It was actually the Jawa sand crawler that was made out of cardboard. I was a bit disappointed, to be honest with you, but it was fun all the while until I left it out in the sandpit at night and it rained and it melted. David Metz, Smizno, what TF YouTubers do you watch, and anyone you think we should be watching? I watch a lot of people. It's kind of, I hate being that guy who's name dropping, going, oh yeah, just choose this guy. Yeah, watch Smizno, you know what I mean? I'll tell you who you should watch. Got 2 thumbs. This guy, yeah? This guy you should be watching. Here, right here. But mostly, go in these comment sections here, down there, the comment section. See who's chatting in there. You should probably be watching their videos. That's the people you should be watching, because they're engaging, part of the community. It's all good fun. And also, How to Transform a Transformer. I love that show. Yeah, it's just a great concept of, you know, getting one of your friends around and getting them to watch your Transformers. Do you think third-party products have a future once old character list runs out? Will it ever run out? We'll just start remaking them, because they're only limited runs, aren't they? I don't think, and then there'll be other Transformer series, and the fiction will always create new Transformers, so I think it'll just keep growing. And when it doesn't, they'll go on to a different subject matter. Matt Lynn, what do you watch on YouTube besides toy-related things, and why? I'm a massive geek. I love watching Kevin Smith's channel. He's got some great discussion things going on. Screen Junkies, when they have movie battles and stuff like that. I really like watching stuff like that. Stuff on Geek and Sundry. Just all that type of shit. What are you after at TF Nation, and will you be bringing tatty scones from John Grieve? I'm just after a good time, man. Tatty scones, we call them potato cakes in this part of the world. And I don't think the Hilton would take us too kindly to bringing some down and going, can you cook these for us? Adam Moore, what is the colour of Rumble? Really? You have to ask that. The Rumble I identify with is from the cartoon, and he's purple, which is quite odd because the friends I identified with, it was the one I had as a toy as a child, which is blue. So really, I just identify them both as being the blue one. But however, it's one of those questions that only you know the answer to that, and it's your personal answer. And to impose what you choose, red or blue, onto somebody else is just moronic. Who cares? It's just your own personal choice, preference. Darren Lacey, who are your top 5 Game of Thrones characters, and what quote you like the best? Okay, Victorian Greyjoy, Barristan Selmy. I like the Hound, Tyrion Lannister, Jaime Lannister. I think I like the quote from Bronn, "There's no cure to being a cunt." It's the best quote in the show. And I like, from the books, I like the Septon Marigold Broken Man monologue, which we can't really quote because I don't know it off by heart. Chris, 6 Shot Changer Reviews. I've not got much battery left here. What's your favourite? Is ask the Game of Thrones character again. Walking Dead character, Michonne. Force and Time Return, Skullcruncher. Fuck yes. Right, sorry, I'm going to have to skip a few questions because I'm going to have batteries. Gary, have I read the Game of Thrones books? Yes, I have. What character would you like to return from the dead? There's lots of favourite characters that have died. However, Joffrey, because I don't like him and I think it just mixed things up really fucking insanely. Who's going to sit on the Iron Throne at the end? The Iron Throne is going to be destroyed by the end of the books, by the end of the show. There's going to be no Iron Throne. The Red Keep is going to collapse. Maybe Cersei's going to be sat on the Iron Throne when it does collapse, but that throne is going to be gone. Dean Goodwin, has anyone found you singing The Bear and the Maiden Fair? That's personal. He also asked about Ray's parentage. Luke's hand. Yeah. Pred asks, have I read the Star Wars books? I recommend the Darth Maul trilogy. I have not read any of the Star Wars books. I've just watched the films and collect the toys. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, I'll look it up. I'll see if it's worth it. You know, I've got something to read. I might have a go at the Darth Maul trilogy. Anyway, now is what state is Delafield in? We're going to weigh in. I will not be as heavy as last time. That's all I know. That's 19.5 stone. That's a stone and a half off from last month. That's good. Only another 6. Only another 6 stones to lose. Boom. But yeah, stone and a half, that's really good. I think at the moment, there's some winter weight that was going to fall off anyway as it get more active through the year. But yeah, 1.5 stone, that's chuffed that. I can actually read the weight on me rather than relying on predicting when it goes over 20 what the actual weight is. So yeah, 9.5 stone. Join me next month for a question and answer session. Hopefully we'll have lost more weight. Hopefully we'll have more great questions, but keep them coming. Thanks very much for the questions, and thanks for all the support you gave me in the last video. It really meant a lot to me, and it's helping me push further and trying to shed some lug. But until the next time, join me on Transformer Week and all that type of stuff. Take care of each other. Be excellent. Party on, dudes.